Hello students, this is Dr. Ranjini, Assistant Professor in Biotechnology. Welcome to e-learning session in Microbial Technology. Today in this session, we learn about fermentation. Fermentation occurs mostly in yeast. Some fungi, algae and protozoa also ferment sugar. Pathways like EMP pathway, pentose phosphate pathway, TCA cycle with few minor differences operates in animals, plants and also in microbes. Entered out of pathway we learnt in earlier session functions only in microorganism. The pathways involving glycolysis, EMP pathway, TCA cycle, pentose phosphate pathway, we have studied in earlier session. Here we are concentrating mainly on the fermentation. The word fermentation is derived from a Latin verb fever, which means to boil. Fermentation is derived from the Latin verb. What it will mean? Fermentation meaning is to boil. Fermentation is, its meaning is to boil. Depending on the type of the products formed, like ethanol, lactic acid, butanol, butanediol, propanol, etc. There are different pathways of fermentation depending on the product that is formed. But starting with the glucose till the formation of the pyruvic acid, all the steps are almost common. Out of several different pathways of fermentation, alcoholic fermentation was used by humans through ages. However, the biochemical basis of this pathway was discovered by Gay-Lussac during 1860. So the biochemical basis of alcoholic fermentation was discovered by Gay-Lussac during 1860. Before understanding the fermentation as such, we should know the important characteristics between fermentation and glycolysis. Both glycolysis and fermentation operate in anaerobic condition, that is without the presence of oxygen or without utilizing the oxygen. Starting with 6-carbon compound till the formation of two molecules of 3-carbon compound, that is pyruvic acid, the enzyme catalyzed reactions are similar both in fermentation as well as in our glycolysis. In anaerobic glycolysis, pyruvic acid is converted to lactic acid that we see in skeletal muscles of animals. But when oxygen is available, this pyruvate will enter the Krebs cycle. This is sometimes in some textbook it is referred as aerobic glycolysis. On the other hand, in fermentation, there are different pathways to convert pyruvic acid to products like butanol, ethanol, etc. As far as energy yielding capacity is concerned, both fermentation and glycolysis are inefficient pathways. Only part of the energy is stored in glucose is produced in glycolysis and fermentation. Net production of ATP per molecule of glucose is only 2 ATPs. At some stage, the fermentation as well as fermentation means alcoholic fermentation and glycolysis utilize the coenzymes to transfer the electrons For example, NAD gets reduced to NADH2. So such type of coenzymes are involved both in glycolysis and your alcoholic fermentation. Alcoholic fermentation, it's an intermediate step. In this, in alcoholic fermentation, acetaldehyde is quickly reduced to ethyl alcohol by electrons from reduced NADH2. By this, the oxidized coenzyme NAD plus is reutilized in step, leading to conversion of glucose to pyruvate. So that pathway drives in conversion of glucose to pyruvate and then into acetaldehyde and then alcohol. Glycolysis seems to be a part of the cellular equipment of the microorganism, but the degree of participation of this glycolysis differ between the organisms of different species. The another pathway we learned in earlier session, that is ED pathway or Enter-Dowdroff pathway. Otherwise, it is also known as KDPG pathway, that is 2-keto 3-deoxy 6-phosphogluconate pathway of glucose gets converted into pyruvate. This ED pathway is also widely distributed among bacteria. Even though the ATP yield is only 1 ATP per molecule of glucose utilized, its principal importance is the utilization of gluconate. We'll come across with the formation of gluconate from the glucose. This Enter-Dowdroff pathway is active in Pseudomonas species and also in many other gram-negative species and also members of Archaebacteria, because they lack some enzymes of glycolysis, in particular like phosphofructokinase. Some gram-positive bacteria are exceptional cases in this. So this ED pathway is uh, substitute for glycolysis to convert glucose to pyruvate. So now we know the differences between fermentation and glycolysis. And in addition to that, how this glucose gets converted into pyruvate in earlier session. When in nature organic compounds are present but oxygen is absent, these microorganisms have the capacity to adopt methods to establish themselves to grow in that anaerobic environment. In such environments, bacteria have developed the fermentative ability to overcome the situation. The biopolymers like cellulose in sediments of lakes and in ponds are fermented by Clostridia and other anaerobic bacteria. The fermentation products are also at the disposal of bacteria. In other way, fermentations initiates the anaerobic food chain. Fermentation as an ATP generating mechanism is limited. During fermentation, some other compounds are also formed singly or in various combinations. Some of the examples are like ethanol, acetic acid, propionic acid, butanol, butane, diol, etc. According to the predominant and highly characteristic end product, fermentations will be classified like alcoholic fermentation, where there is formation of ethanol, Then butyric acid fermentation, where butyric acid is formed. Butanediol fermentation, where the major product is butanediol. Propionic acid or propionic fermentation, where propionic acid is formed. And in addition to that, we have the mixed acid fermentation, where we'll see the mixture of acids like acetic acid, succinic acid, ethyl alcohol will be formed. So that is a mixed acid fermentation. So there are many type of the fermentation where the conversion of pyruvic acid takes place to the carbon dioxide and water. Along with that, there is formation of the important end products. Based on the predominant end product, the fermentation will be termed like alcoholic lactic acid, butyric acid, butanediol, propionic acid fermentation, etc. Like that, it will be classified. Now, we will move on to the alcoholic fermentation. This type of fermentation mainly occurs in yeast, like Saccharomyces species, and is rare in bacteria. Many fungi and algae also ferment sugar to carbon dioxide and ethanol. This alcoholic fermentation has been well studied in detail in Saccharomyces cerevisiae. The steps of alcoholic fermentation and glycolysis, EMP pathway, are similar to the formation of pyruvic acid. The net gain in alcoholic fermentation is 2 ATP molecules per 1 molecule of glucose utilized in fermentation. Here in fermentation, substrate level phosphorylation occurs between the steps between glucose to pyruvate. Here, the glucose gets converted into pyruvate. In the absence of oxygen, the pyruvate will be converted into acetaldehyde by removal of the 2 carbon dioxide molecule by the enzyme pyruvate decarboxylase in the presence of thiamine and pyrophosphate. Pyruvate in Saccharomyces cerevisiae, in the absence of oxygen, will be converted into 2 molecules of acetaldehyde by removing 2 molecules of carbon dioxide by the enzyme pyruvate decarboxylase. And this reaction takes place in presence of thiamine and pyrophosphate. Now, this acetaldehyde will be converted into 2 molecules of ethanol. It will be converted into 2 molecules of ethanol. So this acetaldehyde will be reduced to ethanol. Acetaldehyde will be reduced to ethanol by combining with 2H plus of NADH2. So here, in the presence of alcohol dehydrogenase, acetaldehyde will be reduced to ethanol by oxidizing the reduced power like NADH2 gets converted into NAD plus. So this ethanol is the end product of this fermentation. This occurs as subsidiary fermentation product in the fermentation in case of Clostridia and Enterobacteriaceae species. Here the precursor for the ethanol is the acetaldehyde. So acetaldehyde will be reduced to ethanol. So precursor for ethanol is acetaldehyde. However, it is not directly produced by pyruvate decarboxylase. Pyruvate, but arises via reduction of acetyl CoA. So this is how the pyruvate, which is formed from the glucose in the absence of the oxygen, will be forming the ethanol. Will be forming the ethanol. The predominant fermentation end product is ethanol. Hence, it is called as the alcohol fermentation. Next, we'll move on to lactic acid fermentation. Lactic acid is the main predominant fermentation product. That's why it is called lactic acid fermentation. Lactic acid is a common product of bacterial fermentation. The bacteria of the family Lactobacteriaceae are involved in the formation of the lactic acid. So these microorganisms depend on the carbohydrates for their energy supply, and they produces lactic acid. So this lactic acid fermentation is classified into two types. One is homofermentative lactic acid fermentation, and another one is heterolactic acid fermentation. And the difference is homolactic acid fermentation, this type of fermentation which follows glycolytic pathway to convert glucose to pyruvic acid. Now this pyruvate is converted into lactic acid in the presence of the enzyme LDH. In the presence of the enzyme LDH, that is lactate dehydrogenase. In the presence of the coenzyme, that is NADH2. In the presence of the coenzyme, that is NADH2. Here the net gain of ATP is same as that of glycolysis. The another group is heterolactic acid fermentation. Heterolactic acid fermentation. Due to lack of some important enzymes of glycolytic pathway, these microorganisms follow different route in pentose phosphoketolase pathway. Acetyl phosphate is formed first. It is converted into acetyl-CoA, which subsequently converted into acetaldehyde. So, along with our lactic acid, there is formation of the other end products like ethanol, carbon dioxide, in addition to lactic acid. The the bacteria or the microorganisms which are involved in homofermentative lactic acid fermentation, they are called homofermentative bacteria. Whereas in case of heterolactic acid fermentation, they are called as heterofermentative bacteria. So these are the example. So Lactobacillus lactis is an example for homofermentative lactic acid bacteria. Then Casei bulgaricus lactic acid bacteria. These are all the homofermentative bacteria. They convert the pyruvate into lactic acid, major product. Then Lactobacillus delbrueckii. So all these, they convert this pyruvate into lactic acid. They are called as homofermentative bacteria. Whereas this heterofermentative group of lactic acid bacteria like Lactobacillus brevis, Lactobacillus fermentum, Leuconostoc mesenteroides. So all these microorganisms, apart from forming lactic acid from the pyruvic acid, they also releases the carbon dioxide and ethanol. So that's why, so this type of lactic acid fermentation is called as heterolactic acid fermentation, and the organism is called heterofermentative lactic acid bacteria. This heterofermentative group of microorganisms, they differ from homofermentative microorganism in the absence of some important enzymes of the glycolysis like aldolase and triose phosphate isomerase are absent in case of the heterofermentative bacteria. So this is how the conversion of pyruvic acid into different end product takes place in the absence of the oxygen, and it is called fermentation. Depending on the type of the end product formed, these fermentations are termed as alcoholic fermentation, lactic acid fermentation, propionic acid fermentation, then butanol fermentation, butanediol fermentation, like that it will be classified. And we also concentrated in detail on alcoholic fermentation and lactic acid fermentation. And in lactic acid fermentation, we learned a few examples about homofermentative lactic acid bacteria and heterolactic acid bacteria. I hope you understood this session. Thank you.